Okay, so back again today, guys. It's Jay Lethal. Very very important interview. Okay, so today I'm getting a taxi ride to work, but I met Mr. Mia from Bangladesh, and he seems very interesting. So we're gonna ask him some questions about his country and about his origin. Mia, you doing all right today?
I'm fine.
Okay. So, how long have you lived in America?
30 years.
30 years. And how long have you lived in Bangladesh?
Like 40.
Okay. So you've lived in Bangladesh for a good amount of time.
Oh yeah.
And you said that's how far away from America?
I think it's around 14,000 miles away from here.
Okay, so almost 15,000 miles away, and you've been out here for 30 years. And you said you're the first generation that was born out here.
Yeah, I didn't born.
That moved out here. Okay.
Out here.
And you have how many grandchildren?
I have 3 children.
Okay.
8 grandchildren.
3 children, 8 grandchildren. And your children, were they born here?
Some of them and some of not.
Okay. Okay, so but your grandchildren were born here.
Oh, all of them.
Okay, your grandchildren were born here. Now, I had a talk with a man from a different part of the globe recently, and I'm gonna ask you some of the same questions I asked him, and I'm interested in knowing what the differences are around the globe, okay? Now, the first thing I wanna ask you is, and I want you to be open, because this is freedom of speech, America, freedom of speech, and I want you to be open. What are your feelings about America as opposed to Bangladesh?
Well,
the pros and the cons, the good and the bad.
Well, that's a good question. Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Beautiful question.
Okay.
There are some good things in America and there are some good things in Bangladesh also. Like for me, I'm missing my birthplace, I'm missing my all school, university, all friends and relatives.
Mm-hmm.
And here, now my new generation, when they started, they don't have no feelings about my birth country. They raised and born here, so they love this country as their own country.
Oh.
And I have 2 feelings, like I am home, away from my home.
Mm.
But nowadays, when I'm here long enough, I just have now feelings that I am home in my home.
Okay.
So I have no more feeling that I am away from home.
Okay, so when was the last time you visited Bangladesh?
6 months ago.
Okay, so you visit quite often, you would say?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. You still have touch with your roots. Do your grandchildren that were not born in Bangladesh, do they visit Bangladesh?
They did one time, but they don't want to go anymore.
They don't want to go anymore. Okay, people at home. So this is an interesting topic we have to talk about. The gentleman said that his grandchildren were born here and they love America because obviously they're from here. And even when they go back to Bangladesh where their family is from, they don't prefer to be there. Okay, do you know why? I mean, do you have an idea why maybe they don't want to go back to Bangladesh?
Well, number one, all of their friends and relatives are here.
Okay.
So they do not have anybody there to express their feelings or talk with some kind of interest. They don't feel that way, the way I feel.
Okay.
So when I ask my grandchildren, well, I have money, I have an air ticket for you.
Mm-hmm.
So which country you want to go? Bangladesh? You know what she says?
What?
Buy me ticket for Florida, Disney World.
Oh, wow. So she doesn't want to go outside of the country.
That's her nice place to visit.
Right. And so now this brings me to my next question, because that poses a good question. So now you have some people who are Americanized and you have some people who are still in touch with their roots of their origin. Would you say that, okay, let me ask you, what is the primary religion in Bangladesh?
Primary religion is Islam. Most of them are Muslim by faith, but not by practice.
Oh, okay. So now we have to explain that. So you say the primary religion is Islam, and most of them are Muslim by faith but not by practice. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, nowadays people are becoming more democratic and more secular study, you know. When they go to school, college, university, they study all the secular educations. So religion become their secondary and private issue. So not too many people have time to study and understand and do the research of their own religion. It's become a token issue.
Okay, so you would say that you've seen the decrease in practice of actual religion, of the actual religion of Islam. Because let me tell you, from our perspective in America, well, we're going to talk about that too. I want to ask you, how do you feel about the current,
use the right lane to take the
yes, you're going to take 610 East. How do you feel about the current climate regarding Americans, how they view Muslims?
Well, that my view is the truth and fact of the matter is people are really ignorant about religion. They are ignorant about Islam. Like Muslim as well. They do not study and they do not read and understand what is Islam all about. Likewise, let me give you one example. I met with an attorney. She was cursing me on my cab. And at the end of the day, when I asked her, how you learn Islam? And she said, from CNN, from NBC, from Fox News, from New York Times, and all those things. And I said to her, did you receive your attorney's diploma from them? And she says, what? I said, then how you define religion from them? They are not the primary education, what is called system to learn Islam. How many books you study about Islam? She says, nothing. I say, if you have no idea about the definition of a subject, do you have a right to talk about it? And she says, no. She kept quiet. So that's why I say primarily people are ignorant about the Islam and Muslim. That's why they believe, they educate themselves from the media. And media has a purpose. They don't care if you get killed, there's a big news. They don't care about you, they care about the news. So that's the way people are staying ignorant. If someone studies Islam, if someone studies religion, I believe 99% of the misunderstanding will eliminate.
Okay, that was deep. So first I want to say, people at home, you hear that? This man was cursed out because of practicing Islam.
Look like Muslim.
Because it looks like a Muslim. Oh, wow. So this man was cursed out and belittled for looking like someone who practices the religion of Islam, who quote unquote looks like it. So first of all, we have to talk about the stereotypes associated and how that's wrong. But more importantly, the man said that she had not studied the religion. She had only found out about the religion through Americanized media, CNN, NBC, ABC, Fox News. These corporations that are all controlled by the same few people are giving the narrative about a religion that they haven't studied themselves. So he also said that the news has a purpose, which he's right. The news' purpose, in my opinion, is to give a controlled narrative. They're not there to give the nature as it happens. They're there to contrive a story and then push it to a number of people so as to get a controlled response. So now let's talk a little bit more about Islam. You're going to be exiting Woodbridge, by the way. About Islam, as far as the religion goes, I particularly haven't studied too much about it, but I do know a good amount, I would say. And I, as an American who doesn't necessarily formally practice Islam, I agree with a lot of the principles of Islam. For instance, if I'm not mistaken, it is in the Islamic religion that you pray 5 times a day. Now, mind you, not everybody may follow this guideline, but it is within that religion, right? If I'm not mistaken, that you would pray 5 times a day towards the east.
Well, praying 5 times, that's not Islam.
That's not Islam. Okay,
one.
forgive me.
Islam, if you really want to study, Islam has a book. That book name is Quran.
The Quran, yes,
So
sir.
if you have a time, or I invite every one of the listeners to read the Quran at their own language.
Okay.
Does not have to read in Arabic.
Okay,
It was revealed in Arabic, but now is available in all languages.
okay.
If you read the Quran, then you will know the primary or real definition of Islam. Secondly, about Islam, we have no conflict. Islam has no conflict with other religion. Likewise, Christianity and Judaism. Jew, they believe in Moses. Islam, as a Muslim, I believe Moses. I think if when Moses comes, I am more Jewish than them. When Christianity comes, we believe Jesus Christ as a messenger and prophet of God, and he is born without father, and we have respect for that. And then we are more Christian than current Christianity.
I agree.
So we have no conflict about it. So what conflict makes is people's interest. Like some nowadays, if people are agnostic, they think what I believe, you have to believe it. That's the wrong thing. People are not open-minded.
So they're not open-minded, and it seems like they're forcing their beliefs on others.
The agnostic.
And the agnostic do that. I agree. So
Other than that, we are all human beings. We all same. We respect all. We are brothers.
So this is a man who practices the Islam faith, the faith of Islam, and he's saying we're all brothers. Now, let me ask you a quick question now, because this brought something up in my mind. How do you feel about, because you've been in America for 30 plus years?
Yes.
So for all intents and purposes, you are an American. I mean, obviously you have Bangladesh roots, but yes, Woodbridge. But how do you feel about the current presidential candidate named Donald Trump, who in less than 20 days potentially could be our president, who has recently called for a ban of all Muslims? And he also said that if he were president, that he would, you're gonna make a left. He said if he were president, that he would make it within his right to search anyone who seems Muslim, just like you said, who looks Muslim. They would have probable cause to search them. What do you feel about this rhetoric that Mr. Donald Trump is saying about the Muslims?
Well, there's 2 questions. Number one, he become a president. Or another thing, what he feels about Muslim.
Okay.
2 things. What he feels that his personal issue. Number one, this country is not designed Donald Trump way. Our constitution, our forefathers are not, they did not think Donald Trump's way. So, what he thinks, that he's thinking. Even the Republican Party does not think that way. So, my honest opinion is, let's see what our people mandate to whom, and I have respect for the people, and they will elect one good president here. But I do not consider, right here, I do not consider to be issue any religion in our election.
Okay, so well, let me ask you this though. Don't you think if he becomes president and continues, you just keep going down, if he continues with his rhetoric, don't you think that breeds a hateful environment in which you're gonna go to the stop, all the way down to the stop, like all the way down to the stop sign? Don't you think it breeds a hateful environment, even if his particular views are not the views of everybody? I do want to tell you, I went to a Donald Trump rally when they came out here a few months ago just to see what it was about. Go straight, yeah. And there was 20,000 people in the Woodlands. 20,000 people who came to support Donald Trump. So if you could imagine, that's just 20,000 people in one city who were supporting what he was saying. So when he says something like we should ban all Muslims, and that may affect you, a hard-working individual, don't you think that's negative speech that will breed a hateful ground in a nation that's already hurting?
Well, nation will hurt, but it will not hurt me. You know why?
Why is that?
Because
Turn left.
our people and our country, he's not the only one who will run our country. We have senates, we have Congress, all are intellectuals and nice people.
You're gonna make a left at the stop.
So, you know, for one individual can do nothing in our country, in America, what I believe. So, only ignorant people, emotional people, they make a rally or whatever with that type of issue. But intellectual people, they don't. How many of them was intellectually, what is called? U-turn? Okay. How many of that 20,000 people was highly educated and intellectuals, you believe?
None. They were all screaming to the top of their lungs. I could tell that there was very little intellectuality there. It's right there, that big blue sign.
So, you know, that's why my question is, so ignorant people, they likewise, when you do some shows or music or anything, million people go there. When Michael Jackson was, you know, was in a show, bunch of million people was there. It does not make my philosophy or my thinking change. You see? Not change, because this is all emotional issue. No country runs with an emotion. The country runs with a planning. Country runs with intellectually and respectable way. So in America is a great country. We rule the whole world. So we do not run the world emotionally. We cannot run the world emotionally.
No emotions. We have to do it intellectually.
Intellectually and with our planning.
And so
whatever Donald Trump says, he wants some club of some dumb people. Let him have it. Let him have it. That's all he wants.
All right, brother. Let me ask you one more thing. I gotta go. So, what's one message you, if this video can be seen by everybody in the world, what's one message you just want to give to your brother and your sister around the world?
Well, on the one message, read and understand. Read and understand. Secondly, and educate yourself. Any issue comes in front of you, educate yourself. And this is the Bible, I believe, to comment on anything, fact, text, and evidence. Unless these three things come in front of you, just zip it up to be intellectual. Fact, text, and evidence. Without these three things, no one should make any comment. If does, he becomes the part of the ignorant. This is the message.
Thank you, man. Thank you, sir. You're a great man. God bless you, sir. God bless you, brother.